Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the long-awaited return of Ben and I's original podcast. Ben is here with me today for the first time in a while. Today's strictly NFL. Maybe we'll talk about college football for a little bit, but the focus of today's show is strictly NFL. Ben, do you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
You can hear me? Is it good? I've had some mic problems. In my past few Notre Dame recruiting videos, my mic has been a little iffy. But is my mic good right now, Ben?
I put my volume up. You sound fine, Brad.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Ben. We have the bracket here in front of us. We, of course, know the Bills just took care of business at home against the Colts. A game that Ben says was stolen by the Bills. Ben says the Colts should have won that game. I didn't watch nearly enough of it to have an opinion. But yeah, Ben, I'll let you start. And how about we start in the NFC?
Okay, let's start in the NFC. This is honestly the more intriguing division or conference for me. I think that there are some dominant teams in the AFC. The NFC seems much more open-ended to me. I could see a bunch of teams coming out of here. But let's go down the line. So, first game, top left, Bears against the Saints. And I hate to say it, the spread was 9.5 favoring the Saints. And I was going to ask Brad, do you think that's a disrespectful spread, or do you think
Absolutely. I think it is.
Disrespectful?
But Roquan Smith and Darnell Money Mooney being ruled out just a few hours prior to Ben and I filming this show, I think that makes it more even.
And I agree. I think the Saints could easily cover the spread, but I think the Bears played the Saints close in their previous meeting. Pardon me, my throat's a little off. I've been sick, but we're going to power through. The Saints and the Bears played a close one earlier on the season. I think it went to overtime. Saints took care of that one, and I think the Saints will take care of the Bears here. But I think the Bears could make it close. The Packers game on Week 17 was closer than the final score indicated.
Absolutely.
And Mitch Trubisky, Money Mitch, has had a nice rebound over the past few weeks, trying to make a case for himself to be the Bears starter in 2021. But how do you feel he's made that case?
The stats don't speak for Mitch's performance. People just go check the box score. Oh, Mitch is playing bad. Oh, it's all a Montgomery-led team. That's not at all the case. I think Mitch has played admirably. I don't think he's played well enough for long enough. Now, if they take care of business in New Orleans tomorrow, I think he's getting re-signed 100%. And he'll have multiple starting opportunities throughout the league. But he's played admirably. I don't know if it'll be enough without his stellar number 2 target. We need to talk about that. Darnell Mooney has put himself on the map.
Great pick.
Alvin Kamara will be back. If that game was played today, Alvin Kamara would not be back. The league has a minimum of a 10-day period once you tested positive for the coronavirus. And, of course, Alvin Kamara tested positive December 31st. So he will be coming back. Will he be full strength? I doubt it. But still, I think the Saints are just too much. And I think it'll be a close L for the Bears. But it is hard to beat the team twice. With a Nick Foles, who I don't think is as good as Mitch, led team, the Bears did play the Saints into overtime. Could have won the game. There was a Cole Kmet fumble. There were some questionable there was a lot of stuff going on in that game. Cole Kmet did not end up fumbling that ball. But I think the momentum after that play, if you remember that play, Ben, just completely shifted to the New Orleans sideline. And Drew Brees, he's so clutch.
And I want to make the point that the Saints are playing better over the past couple of weeks than they were playing earlier on in the season.
One thing, when I say Drew Brees is clutch, he's clutch in the regular season now. Let's not forget, Ben, the Saints haven't made – they haven't done well in recent years in the playoffs. Of course, they had the Minneapolis Miracle.
I would say it's more unlucky than them not doing well.
I think it's a mix, though, because they probably should have beat that Vikings team. They probably should have beat the Vikings team that went on to lose to the Eagles, who then went on to win the Super Bowl in Minneapolis. They lost to the Rams, who weren't amazing. I mean, I think they were probably one of the weakest NFC teams to make it to the Super Bowl.
I agree, but they were still great and well coached.
They were.
I think they should have won. The Saints got screwed over by that call.
They did. The Eagles. We cannot forget Alshon Jeffrey with the catch that I guess wasn't a catch. Many moments that, at the top of my head, I can't always remember them. But the Saints have gotten unlucky. Ben and I both agree, and the world probably agrees.
And we think the Saints. I think we're in agreement that the Saints will probably beat the Bears tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay.
I think the game of the weekend, Seahawks Rams, which is going on right now, and then Steelers Browns. Ravens. I don't like the Ravens winning this game. Sure, they played the Titans into overtime, but that was at home earlier in the year. And Derrick Henry, when it comes playoff time, oh my goodness, he is deadly because your defense is already hurting, and Derrick Henry is the best running back in the league.
Let's
Washington.
Should we go to NFC? Yeah. All right, you got it, Brad. Here we go.
I'll start. Tampa Bay by at least 15. All I gotta say.
I actually disagree here. You could look at the stats of Tampa Bay's past few weeks and you could be impressed, but I think this is a weaker team than we're thinking going into the playoffs. Gerald McCoy will be out, a big part of their defensive line, and the Redskins the Washington football team's defensive line will pressure Tom Brady into making errant passes. He doesn't deal with pressure as well as he did 5 years ago, and the Buccaneers
dealt with pressure well, but no, you're right on that.
The Buccaneers actually don't match up too well with this Washington football team. Washington football team obviously doesn't have a great offense, but I think they can actually limit the Buccaneers' offense, and I think this could be a slugfest here. I don't know, man. I'm feeling an upset.
Wow. Well, Ben is feeling an upset. It is in Washington, D.C., so that might play an effect as well. A little bit of colder weather. But Tom Brady's used to the cold weather, especially in January.
I hate to sleep on Tom, but I hate it. I don't know.
Move on down the line. Seahawks, Rams. Game going on right now. This could really go either way. I think it is largely dependent on the Rams' running game. How much can they get their entourage of running backs involved, and how much John Wolford can lead this team, right? Jared Goff is the leader of the offense. Aaron Donald, the defense is amazing. It's probably a top 2 defense in football. Defense is stellar. They don't got to worry about that. I don't think Russ has been playing terribly. Chris Carson's banged up. DK is still DK, but you need a good quarterback to carry the ball. So this game, I think, will also be a slugfest. Can't really predict who's winning this. If I had to guess, I'd probably say Rams.
When I made this prediction, I predicted Seahawks, but I could see it going either way. John Wolford looks to be splitting snaps with Jared Goff, who has his thumb injury, had surgery. He's not 100%. And John Wolford,
that's not smart. Wow. Cam Akers, 9 carries in 15 minutes of play.
Who has 9 carries?
Cam Akers.
Well, I think they're going to have
I made this pick thinking it was 0-0, guys. I've not checked the score yet, for anyone wondering. I just checked the score now.
Okay, we'll make this pick without knowing.
I won't talk.
I would have picked the Seahawks before the game, even though their offense has kind of been terrible over the last 5-6 games of the regular season. I don't know what's going on with Russell Wilson because he still has Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. But I don't know the score. I knew the Rams were up 3-0. This one goes either way. I will go with the Rams here if Jared Goff is able to play at the end of the game. I don't trust John Wolford, though.
All right. There we go. Of course, we know the Bills hung on against Indianapolis Colts. I guess let's make a prediction for the Chiefs-Bills game, Ben, because this is probably the best day or week 2 game we've had. This is reminding me of last year's Titans-Patriots game. Of course, that memory-filled game in New England. Derrick Henry just exploded. At least 200 yards on the ground for him. I mean, if the Bills, I don't think the Bills are going to win it. But let's look forward a little bit. Let's not just talk strictly playoffs here. If the Bills can go out, get a running back in free agency, land Najee Harris or Travis Etienne, I think Chuba Hubbard sucks. I'm going to go on the record and say that. They land Travis Etienne, land Najee Harris in the offseason. Travis Etienne and Josh Allen would be dangerous. Najee Harris, too. I think the Bills can beat the Chiefs, and I think they can win the Super Bowl. But this year, not their year. Chiefs, close. I think it'll be a close game.
I watched a little bit of the Colts-Bills game, and the Colts consistently shot themselves in the foot. Their red zone scoring was awful. I think the Colts should have won today's game against the Bills. And for that reason alone, I'm going to go with the Chiefs, who are my Super Bowl team. I think the most safe pick in the league to run the table here, because obviously you got Pat Mahomes, you got Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, you got a great coach in Andy Reid. The Bills are still up and coming. This is not their year. I think next year is the year where they want to win a Super Bowl.
You know who I think is going to have a monster playoff too? Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Did it last year in the college football playoff against, of course, Oklahoma and Clemson. I don't know. Damian Williams had a stellar postseason last year for the Kansas City Chiefs. I just feel like those small running backs.
They get their running backs involved.
They get the running backs involved, and he hasn't had a huge load to carry these past few weeks. So they've been playing pretty mediocre to bad teams. Played the Falcons last week. They didn't even have to play, as they had the number 1 seed locked up.
And you're thinking Le'Veon Bell doesn't get leaned on a little more heavily with his veteran?
Oh, he does. With his veteran, yeah. When I say I also mean Le'Veon. They use the tandem. And I think they'll both get near the same amount of touches. And both of them are threats in the passing game and, of course, the running game. 4 and 5 seed. Got the Titans taking on the Ravens.
Rematch.
The rematch. Last year was in Baltimore. It now heads to Nashville. I think the Titans are winning this game, but the Ravens have came on strong. This game, I feel like tomorrow's games are definitely better than today's games. Today's games were, of course, the Bills Colts, are now the Rams Seahawks, which is probably the best game of the day. And then football team Buccaneers. Ben says it'll be close. I don't think so.
We'll see.
1 Eastern time, Titans Ravens will be interesting. I think Derrick Henry in the postseason is better than any player in football. Yes, I say that. Maybe Aaron Rodgers trumps him.
Pat Mahomes.
I don't know. Pat Mahomes. I don't know. I don't know. But there's just something about Derrick Henry in the postseason. The play action has been so lethal. For Ryan Tannehill, AJ Brown, Corey Davis, Jonnu Smith, all those guys. O-line is stellar, probably top 3 O-line in football. The defense is pretty good, probably top 10 defense in football. I like them taking care of business, but the Ravens, Marquise Brown's been getting more involved. Mr. Hollywood, Mr. Lamar Jackson has been putting up some good numbers now all of a sudden, and maybe this will be a game, but on the road, I think the Titans take care of business close.
I think this is the best game of the first round of the playoffs. I think both these teams are great teams. I think they're both sleeper contenders for a Super Bowl run. But I see the Ravens coming out on top here. They have kind of come on strong lately, and I think their run defense is capable of shutting down Derrick Henry. I said it.
Wow.
I think their run defense
They did in the last matchup.
They didn't, but their run defense has been decent all year, and we'll see if it happens. We'll see. The Titans had to scrap their way through the Texans just to make it to this round.
That was another good game. I saw that game.
And I don't think they're that strong a team heading into the playoffs compared to the Ravens, who have won 4 or 5 in a row and have looked great in doing it. I think the Ravens get through it.
All right. Ben thinks the Ravens get through the Titans on the road. Now, this is my game of the week. Good old Steelers-Browns. Midwestern, Eastern. Oh, my God. I just love this, Ben. I just love Cleveland versus Pittsburgh. There's just something about it. Hardcore football, run game. Oh, I love it. Big Ben and Baker, 2 of the most opposite just people in football. Jeez, I'm so excited for this game. Of course, the Browns have not done anything for years. I believe the last time they made the playoffs was 2009, Joe Thomas's rookie year. Wow, I'm so excited for this, Ben. I'm so excited for this game. I think the Browns are going to win, and And I think everyone's going to go berserk. And I think Baker's going to be like, he's the greatest quarterback of all time. And then he's just going to get absolutely wrecked by the Titans. But we'll see. We'll see.
I like this game. This is a fun one. It's an AFC North matchup, the best division in football.
Absolutely.
And these are two good teams. The Steelers obviously started the year 11-0. No one thought they were that good. No one was like, this is a dominant 16-0 potential team. They were 11-0, but they could have easily been like 8-3, and they ended the year with 4 losses in their last 5 games. Not how you want to end a year. But in the playoffs, Big Ben has the experience over Baker Mayfield. He has great receivers: Claypool, Deontay Johnson, Juju Smith-Schuster.
Eric Ebron has been
a great tight end for him.
Yeah.
The running game's a problem. Let's be honest. I don't know if they're going to get James Conner involved, Benny Snell, but this is a slugfest again. I could see either team winning. I'm going to go with the Steelers in this one. I'm going to go with the experience, even though the Browns are the more exciting pick.
Ben, you want to know a crazy thing that I think will happen?
What?
The Steelers, well, for one, are going to lose this game, which is not that crazy. But the Steelers are going to play so terrible next year. They're going to be in prime position. Big Ben will be off to the sunset. Sam Howell. Literally, mini Big Ben. Sam Howell is going to be the next quarterback in Pittsburgh. I have just a feeling.
That is a crazy prediction.
I want to tweet that out and pin it to my profile. You know,
Hey, if you're calling it now, if that ever happens, Brad is a genius.
You
know what? I'm flipping my pick. Also, I think the Browns are winning this game. I think the Browns are going to.
Howell will be the predecessor. How do you spell
Wait, he will be the successor.
Successor, Jesus. Successor, Jesus. How do you spell? There you go. Now the successor to Big Ben in Pittsburgh.
Hey, I agree with you that the Steelers won't be very good next year. But
by the way, Alex Smith is inactive tonight. So your pick?
Taylor Heineke. Hey, I'm gonna stick by my pick, even if it ends up just not happening. I believe in the defense of the Washington football team. I think it's really good.
It is good. Chase Young is an animal.
He should. I read something that said he's a top 10 defensive player in the NFL already.
He is. No, I think he is. I think he's so good. Ben,
pretty long. Brian, before we go, who is your? I already said who my.
Oh, I thought we're doing the whole second, third Super Bowl. Ben,
we're gonna do another
podcast in a while.
Are we doing?
Gotta make it a long one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's
all right. Let's do it. But first off, in the agenda notes that Ben graciously wrote, he put in the little Michigan in the top 5, Villanova dealing with some COVID and some college basketball games. We'll skip the college basketball games. None of them are affecting Michigan and Nova today. Nova will not be playing for a decent bit of time, which is very concerning. Okay, everyone on here, most of my friends actually watch our show, at least some of it. I don't know if they'll stick 18.5 minutes through. But I've been saying all summer, all spring, everything that Villanova was winning this year. Even with Saddiq Bey gone, I think if Saddiq Bey were to stay, Villanova would still be on top at the end of this year. But with Saddiq Bey gone, and with all these COVID issues at Villanova, Ben, my pick is no longer Villanova. It's Gonzaga. I fell into what everyone else was saying. I was saying all year Gonzaga's overrated. They'll play good at the beginning and then they just play nobody, so they won't be prepared. No. Gonzaga is the real deal.
This team is unbelievable.
They're winning it. They're winning it all. I'm sorry. Villanova is good, but stopping practice for 3-4 weeks during the middle of your season is just unheard of. Never done before. Like Villanova, you can't take 4 weeks off in the middle of a season without practice. I mean, they can do like lifting and like shoot around, but they can't do 5-on-5. They can't do live ball reps. They can't do teams sprint. Like, I'm sorry, you can't. All these other teams are playing right now, and I'm sorry, Villanova's not winning it.
And I don't think Villanova is talented enough to beat Gonzaga anyway. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. I think Gonzaga and Baylor, Villanova's team is good this year, but like at the start of the year, they played good teams. They beat Texas. Great win. Absolutely.
Arizona State.
Phenomenal win. Yeah, Arizona State. Okay. That's a mid-tier pack.
Michigan beat, Ben? Who's Michigan beat?
5 straight Big Ten teams.
Big Ten. Ben, we were talking about how good the Big Ten is. Other than Michigan State, Wisconsin, and Iowa, I don't see the Big Ten doing much. Yes, I said it. Michigan will not make the Elite Eight.
He also just said that he's also canceling Illinois, which is a shocker because I don't know if Brad saw this.
I don't know what I'm saying.
Illinois just won a 53-13
I
win.
just went on that rant just to screw with you.
Yeah, I think Brad's wrong about that.
Conference in all of college basketball, and it's not debatable. They'll have like 5 teams in the Sweet 16 in the league. Like,
I agree, and I think
I don't know why the hell I just did that, but
all right. Well, he's a little.
I'm a little stir crazy here. I'm just so upset at Nova, the COVID issues, their self-enforced wounds. Jarrett was like, "Oh, I feel so bad. I want to let you guys go home to see your families for COVID." Like, bruh, this is gonna happen. Like, Jay Wright, you're a gracious dude, but like,
that's not his best move, probably.
But Alabama did let their players go home for Christmas. No COVID cases came out of it. They're on set to play Monday in Miami against the OSU Buckeyes.
Extremely lucky that they didn't get any COVID.
One quick college football note, then we're heading right back here. I'll talk in probably a separate video about coaching hires. Maybe Ben will join me because Michigan did hire new DC. Actually, Ben will probably join. We'll probably do that in our next podcast, joint podcast. But Michigan or Ohio State, excuse me, liking multiple tweets that Jim Harbaugh was extended. Do you see that, Ben? A little bit of shade thrown by the Ohio.
I've honestly kind of gone dark on Michigan football recently, even though I mean, I've been jumping on the basketball bandwagon a little bit hard recently.
And Ben will be, for anyone wondering, for anyone still watching our video, Ben will be uploading Michigan basketball content
on this channel. It's basically Michigan basketball is Brad's Notre Dame football. Like it's my variation of it, Brad's Notre Dame football. So
I actually know what crossed my mind, but maybe since I know you're the journalist guy and I'm more the media guy, but I sure do love to write as well. Maybe we start a little website and start writing. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. It's up to you.
Maybe I don't know. We'll see. But let's go ahead and go back to the NFC semifinal round. Packers, I'm assuming were Saints, Ben?
I would agree with that.
Saints. Let me get this straight. The Saints play the Packers, right? Or am I tripping?
In that second round?
Yeah.
You're tripping. The Packers would play the lowest seed to come out of the first round. So, based on our predictions, they would play the Rams.
Okay, that's good to know. They're trouncing the Rams. I don't think that's close.
I agree. The Packers are great. They're a great team.
I think the Packers are my Super Bowl champion, for anyone wondering. I'll just say that right now. Then we got Buccaneers, Saints. Wow, that's a good game. That is a good game. I'm gonna have to go Buccaneers. This is Drew Brees' last year, but still, I'm going Buccaneers.
I called the upset with the Washington football team, but I'll pretend the Buccaneers will beat the football team.
No.
Fine. Football team versus Saints. Alex Smith probably will be back for this, but I don't see it as a close game. I think the Saints just match up much better against the Buccaneers or against the football team. I think Saints make the NFC Championship.
All right. Saints, Packers, let's stick to the NFC. Packers. Or no, I have Buccaneers. So Buccaneers, Packers, I think it's still Packers.
Brad loves the Packers, if you couldn't tell. I also think the Packers are great this year, but it's going to be a tight one against the Saints. I think the Saints are due. They've had so many close calls.
But Ben, I want to say this. It's so hard playing in Lambeau, especially when you're a Southern team.
No, I still But at the same time, we each have the 1 seed getting all the way in both. And I don't think that ever happens. Like, that never happens. So just for that reason alone, I have the Saints beating the Packers in the NFC Championship game.
Wow. All right. Well, according to our predictions, it would be Chiefs Browns. Browns, it was a good ride, but the Chiefs are beating you. Ben, do you agree?
I totally agree.
Okay. I didn't think that one would take much talking. Bills, Titans. You agree on the Titans, Ben?
Bills, Titans. Well, I had the Ravens.
Ravens. You Ravens? Okay, I was double checking. I have the Bills by like a point or two. Like this game can go either way. Ben, I'll let you.
Bills, Ravens. That would be another great game. 2 mobile quarterbacks. 2 good defense. Not great defenses. The Ravens have a great defense, and I think the Ravens will win that game.
All right. Chiefs. Versus. I have the Bills. I think it's Chiefs.
I have the
feel
Ravens.
like this game actually is favorable for the Bills, though. I feel like the Bills can take advantage of a huge spotlight game like this in Kansas City. I don't know, but I just think the Chiefs are just too good. Like at some point, it's like Alabama. You're just too good.
And the Chiefs-Ravens is such a good game. I mean, that's just the 2 dynamic quarterbacks in the league. But obviously, I love the Chiefs.
I'm excited for these games, Benjamin.
As am I. And I think the Chiefs are exciting. The Ravens are exciting. The Bills are exciting. NFL's in a good place right now. I have the Chiefs making the Super Bowl.
All right. So then you have Chiefs Saints. I'll let you go first.
Well, as you could tell, I kind of put the Saints in out of spite. Like, I think the Packers are the best team in the NFC, but I don't think the best team always makes it out. They actually. So for that reason, that was my main reason in going with the Saints, and I also think the Saints are a great team. So I don't think the Saints will beat the Chiefs. I think it could be a good game, but I would favor the Chiefs at like an 80% chance to win that game.
All right. I guess it's my time to shine. By the way, the Rams are up 13-3.
Okay.
They just got a pick 6.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's what they need.
Exactly. Wow, this is hard, but I'm gonna take the Packers. I just think
Wow.
I don't know. I think it's Aaron Rodgers' year. I think he might ride off into the sunset after this. I don't know how many years left he can do it, but I think this is Aaron Rodgers' year. I don't think the Chiefs can two-peat. Has there ever been a three? I think there's only been a two-peat.
Well, the Chiefs are only going for their 2-peat, so that would be okay. I agree, though. Teams don't win it back-to-back that often, but this is one of the better teams I've seen in a while. So.
All right. Well, Ben, it was a pleasure.
We got our playoff picks. Let's see if it goes better than NBA.
Yeah.
NBA didn't go
my NBA picks are amazing.
Yours were amazing. Mine, I don't think I got either team.
5, and it was Lakers in 6 against the. That was incredible by me.
Oh, we each had the Lakers winning, though. That was the one thing we each had.
Yeah, but you had the Bucks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Ben, pleasure as always. Hang in there. And